Welcome to Boards to Bros. I'm Dan,
And I'm Derek.
and our channel is all about board games and games that we love to play.
And this is for anybody who's looking to get into board gaming. Maybe you've never had a chance to really explore games, or you see some and you're a little intimidated. Our job is we're going to break down some of the rules and then actually show how games are played.
Yeah, so here today we have Unmatched. There are many versions of Unmatched, and you can take different characters from the different boxes, mix and match, and play anyone you want, from the Marvel characters to any of the Battles of the Legend.
For those of you who don't know what Unmatched is, basically we have two characters pitted against each other to fight in an arena to the death to see who comes up on top. And the great thing about this game is it is completely replayable across sets. Just as Dan said, you can mix and match, so there's many different opportunities to keep loving this game.
Absolutely. So tonight we are looking to pick on a random generator or a random wheel and select two characters to fight each other to see who's the better at playing Unmatched.
And if you have a strong desire to see us pitted against each other as certain characters, feel free to like and subscribe so that way you can leave a comment, and we would love to hear from you guys.
Absolutely. So let's get at it. Okay, so here's the card that shows all that. Maneuver, you get to draw a card, move your fighters. You can scheme, so you play a card, or you can have an attack. So if the two of us are nearby, we're in range, we can either attack or defend based on whose turn it is.
And these symbols kind of help you out while playing. So the scheme is always going to be a lightning bolt, and these purple cards you can use either for attack or defense, where the red ones are strictly only attack. So an example would be if
Yeah, so if I play down this, okay, it says it can either be an attack or defense. Say I'm attacking, and my attack is 2.
well, I might defend and play a card where my defense is also 2, where I'm not going to get any damage. Notice how both these cards have the same symbol, so we can actually be an attack and a defense card either way. But we would play these face down and we flip them up at the same time. And interestingly, our characters are both melee characters, so that means we're going to have to be adjacent to each other. So it's going to be a pretty up close and personal fight. So while we have in the one corner we have Dr. Jekyll.
Oh,
You want to show off his mini a little bit?
yeah, here's his mini. Okay, he also has his, which I'll have to flip for Mr. Hyde and Dr. Jekyll. Okay, and his health reaches 16, so max health is 16. And I'm going to start on number 1.
And over in the other corner, we have somebody who I personally like. One of my main choices of a fighter would be Miss Alice from Alice in Wonderland. Here is her card. The unique thing about Alice is rather than turning into two different characters like Jekyll and Hyde, she has two different forms as well. She has the ability to start off as being big. If you're a fan of the movies or the books, and she grows, her attack is going to be increased by 2, or she can shrink down and be small, increasing her defense. So she has a pretty unique idea here where she gets to choose her form, and then her cards kind of dictate which one she's going to be. And I also have a sidekick where Dr. Jekyll does not. I have the Jabberwock, as you can see with this token right here, who's going to be helping me out during my fights. Many of the characters do have a sidekick. And to show off her mini, we see here she has her Vorpal blade ready to go. She's really detailed. The artwork on this is just amazing. I absolutely love the artwork on the cards. Each card has unique back design here and some unique pictures for the cards as well. And I'm going to be starting off on the number 2 spot because I am the second player. And to start off, I think I'm going to start off in my my big form. We'll start off pretty strong and heavy. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about our map today, our featured map with Tales to Amaze?
Yeah, so Unmatched Adventures, Tales to Amaze, has this board that's used for what is a co-op kind of portion of the game. This side,
As far as the things on the board, we do not need to worry about any of these up here
Yeah.
for the tutorial on how to play.
right.
All right, so we're going to get started. Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde, whoever you choose to be to start off.
Yep. So I'm going to start off with Dr. Jekyll. I have to start the game as him. And starting my turn, I may transform into Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. I think I'm going to, first off, I'm going to maneuver because I have to get somewhere closer to him. Now my move is 2, so I'm going to move into the gray.
Draw a card, right, when you choose to maneuver?
So I did that, and just looking through what I have. Okay, and I have to maneuver again to get a little bit closer. I want to be able to do that.
In this game, you have to take 2 actions, and actually, what makes this game great and doesn't go on and on forever is the game almost discourages you from running away, because if you run out of cards to draw, then you're going to start taking damage. Your character becomes exhausted, so maneuvering too much is not always a good thing. Right, so I'm going to start off my turn here. Clearly, we are not close enough, and these right here are called the zones, so I need to choose where my fighting character should be starting. My Jabberwock there in the same zone as myself, and I'm going to start drawing a card and maneuvering. So my maneuver ability, or my movement, is also 2. And I get to move all my fighters, so that includes my Jabberwock as well. So he gets to move, he or she gets to move 2 as well. And I'm going to kind of do a little bit of divide and conquer here. My next move, you have to take 2 moves each time. I'm going to maneuver as well, again, because I really don't have any other options. And I can only have up to 7 cards in my hand at the same time. So my maneuver is 2. I don't want to get too close to him because I want to make him actually use one of his moves to actually get to me. And that's actually the end of my turn.
Okay. So I'm going to start off as I'm going to switch over to Mr. Hyde. So I am Hyde, and with my maneuver, I'm going to take 1 damage. So I'm going to put this right here for right now. Pull this aside. Okay, maybe I can put that right there.
That's actually not a bad idea.
All right, so I have to maneuver to get to him. I'm going to I'm going to go towards Alice for now. And I'm going to actually attack him. So Mr. Hyde to Alice.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, I'm going to place this and then we're going to flip over at the same time. 10. So he's attacking me for 5. And I'm defending for 2. Now normally we have some effects here, and after combat he'd be able to place Mr. Hyde in any space in his zone and transform then into Dr. Jekyll. However,
can't do that.
I immediately cancel all of his effects. So I'm still taking 3 damage,
Yep.
but it's important to know that immediately is going to happen before the after combat. And on here, you'll notice that he has to be Mr. Hyde to play this card, and I could be any one of my characters to play this one.
Right.
All right, so I'm going to take my health down to 3. So I'm starting at 13. I'm going down here to 10. I'm going to leave this right here.
I can move this just over a little bit. There we go. So we kind of have an idea where we're going to be. Yeah.
I'm just going to turn that there sideways so we know that I am big. My attack is going to be 2 more than my cards say. So now it is my turn. And I am going to go ahead, and Alice is going to attack Mr. Hyde.
Yep. Okay.
Flip.
Yep.
And I am attacking for 3.
Yep.
You're defending for 2. Oh, man.
So, like he just did, I used my feint to cancel out all his effects.
Which really throws off my plan.
But I still take 1.
Oh, actually, I apologize. My attack actually was for 5 because I am big. So my attacks are 2 more than what they
Okay.
are.
So.
Okay. Alice is also going to attack again for Mr. Hyde.
Mr. Hyde is going to have to do this one.
Okay, so mine again is worth 5. Notice how his says during combat, so he can actually activate that ability during this time.
If you are Mr. Hyde and playing this card to attack, so mine doesn't really change anything, so it's still 3,
And mine is 5.
5, so it'll take 2 more.
And actually, that was the same card I just played. You can tell down in the lower corner, it will say a little times 2, times 3. That's how many I have in my deck, so we will not be seeing this card again, which is unfortunate for me because it's a pretty solid card. So you'll still be taking 2 damage, but now I get to do my after combat ability that I didn't get to do before. I can move each of my fighters up to 2 spaces, and then I have to change size. So I'm going to actually move Alice back, as well as my Jabberwock. Discard the card, and now I am small, which means I get an increase to my defense.
Okay. So I'm going to take my cards back, and I'm going to flip to be Jekyll. Actually, there's one thing I didn't do was I actually should have taken a damage from my move. Whoops! That always happens with me. Alright, I have to maneuver. And I'm going to maneuver towards the Jabberwocky. And I am going to okay. I'm going to attack the Jabberwocky. So here it is. It says after combat, after combat.
Mine would actually go first because defense always goes first when we come to this. Okay. So after combat, I would draw 1 card. If I won the combat, meaning in this case that I did not take any damage, I would draw 2 cards instead. But I can tell right now I've lost this combat. My Jabberwock is actually going to take 1 damage, and I do get to draw 1 card.
Okay. All right, so that's my 2.
And after combat, you move up to 2 spaces. You have to transform into Mr. Hyde, right?
Yep. So I'm going to move 1, 2. All right.
Alrighty. Was that your second move?
I
believe
yes.
so, yes. All right, so I'm going to move again. And this time, what I'm going to do is, instead of just simply moving my 2, I have an option where I can actually discard one of my cards and apply its boost value. And we have this card here that I'll be discarding. If you notice the number 2, that is the boost value. Some characters can use their boost as an attack. Most of them can mostly just use it for movement. So I would actually get to move 4 for each of my fighters now instead of just 2. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to move her 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of closing in here on Dr. Jekyll. And now we're going to have Alice attack. Is it Mr. Hyde or Dr. Jekyll? Who are you?
It's Mr. Hyde. I got the symbol right there.
There we
So
go.
guess what? I'm just going to get slapped for that one.
Okay, so Alice is actually not in big form, so this is not
2.
going to boost her attack, so she's just doing 2 damage.
Okay.
And I move her up to 5 spaces, but I have to change size again. So, let's see.
It's a very confusing map because there's a lot of connecting areas. So really you have to be strategic on where you're going because most maps, with a few movements, you can get out of range pretty easily, but you have to be really careful with this one because it's very tight in some areas.
Yeah, it almost these black lines here are sometimes hard to see.
Yeah, it gets you. Now, my turn, right?
Yep.
Okay, so first off, because I'm Mr. Hyde, I'm actually going to play Pure Evil. So what Pure Evil does is allows me to place Hyde in any space in his zone. Mr. Hyde deals 2 damage to all adjacent fighters.
Can you remind us what exactly a zone is in this game?
So the zones are based on where I'm at is these 2 greens. So anything in this light green would be in my zone and also the dark green. Or if I was Alice, it's going to be anything that's in this brown, kind of like dirt color is the zone.
So now you get to choose any space, right? No, in any spot in your zone.
Right. Now I really don't have to move because I'm already got someone adjacent. And if I do move, my only option really would have to be, if I want to get this one, is here or stay where I'm at. Because I can't go in the purple. And these 2 dark greens are not going to help me. So I'm going to stay right there. I'm just going to hit them for 2.
All right, and you're taking down my Jabberwock here.
Yep. Now, I'm actually going to... I'm going to maneuver. So I'm going to go... Oh, I take a damage for doing that. So I'm going to move 2 to here. And I go down to 7. All right.
Okay. Well, clearly I'm farther away, so I need to go ahead and maneuver as well. Alrighty. I'm going to go ahead and move 2. And my next move is going to be the Jabberwock is finally going to have a little bit of revenge from getting smacked around a little bit, and he's going to go ahead and attack Dr. Jekyll.
Oh, goody.
Or Mr. Hyde, rather.
Yeah, Mr. Hyde just takes it.
Okay, so we have 4 damage. Now, notice I have plus 2. This does not apply because this is not Alice. So, Mr. Hyde is taking 4 damage, and if I won the combat, I could choose one of the fighters in the combat and move them up to 2 spaces. So just because I really want to be inconvenient, and this is my second move, I'm actually going to move Mr. Hyde out of the way. So if he wants to come at me, he's going to have to take some damage as well.
Wow. Cool. My turn. Is that your 2 actions?
That was.
You moved and you
and I
smacked
slapped
me.
ya.
Great. I feel good. I am so good with this character. So I am going to flip because I cannot take this much
Can't
more.
afford to walk around anymore.
No. Well, it's kind of difficult. So I'm going to maneuver. And I'm going to maneuver. Oh, shoot. All right, I'm going to maneuver back to the Jabberwocky because I don't care for this Jabberwocky at all. I had a card, but now I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay. I guess I'm going to have to... I'm going to do this. Going to attack the Jabberwocky.
In my Jabberwocky, I actually don't have a card where I can defend or even play against him, so
boy,
the Jabberwocky is going to get hit.
Wish I knew that. I wish I knew that. So, 2, and I got to transform back to Hyde.
Okay, and I'm taking 2 damage here.
Yeah.
And after combat, you move up to 2 spaces. Mm-hmm. You don't have to, but you can choose to.
Right, yeah. Well, Okay. Because I just want to get it going. I just see how it goes.
That's your second action, I believe, right?
That was my second action because I moved and then I attacked
Nice.
you. So.
Okay, I'm actually going to play a scheme for my first one, which is going to be to move Alice up to 3 spaces, and I'm going to change size.
Okay.
So now I am back to being small, and then I'm going to go ahead and maneuver again. And I'm not going to move any place. I just wanted an extra card.
Oh, okay. That sounds good.
Try to prolong the
Yeah,
experience
what's
here
your-
a little bit before
Oh, you
wiping
want
the floor.
Oh, you think so? All right.
My 10 health says yes.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to flip
That's a good idea.
and I'm gonna maneuver right here. And I'm actually going to play this scheme. No, I'm not, because it's not going to help me. I really don't care for this character. I really don't. This is horrible.
I would
like-
imagine in a more skilled player, he would
Oh
be
yeah,
fantastic.
yeah, totally. Yeah. I'm just not a fan of this character.
He's a powerhouse. He needs the right cards, and I would imagine in a co-op game, he can be balanced out really well with a good partner. Or a better player playing him.
Sure. I'm gonna attack. Yeah, I'm gonna attack your Alice there.
Okay, and Alice is going to go ahead and defend with Looking Glass, one of my favorite cards here. So let's see what yours says. During combat,
Yep. During combat, if you are Dr. Jekyll and playing this card to defend, this card value is 6 instead. But I'm not going to be defending.
and you're not Mr. Hyde
No.
when you're attacking.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm taking 1 damage. That puts me
Yeah.
down to 9. But my card, after combat, I get to choose 2 different effects.
Okay.
I'm going to recover 3 health,
Yeah.
because I'm really hurting for health here.
Oh,
in
yeah.
comparison.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to draw 2 cards.
Oh.
I just could not resist.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I apologize. I'm small, so that was worth 3. How much was your attack?
3.
So actually, I'm not going to take a damage. So now I'm back at my max health. That's
Oh.
beautiful.
Cool.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Is that my turn? Or do you have another move? I believe you have another one, right?
No.
No?
No, because I maneuvered to get to you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to maneuver for my first one.
Okay.
And I'm also going to use this boost to discard this card. So my maneuver is 4. And get the Jabberwocky a little close. 1, 2, 3. And now the Jabberwocky is going to seek some vengeance here. He's going to attack Mr. Dr. Jekyll.
Yep.
All right, let's see what we got here. With haste versus Jaws That Bite. Both of them are attacking for 4. Your after combat is actually going to go first, which is probably going to be saving you.
Yeah, it is. So I get to move up to 4 spaces.
Which is very lucky, because if not, I'd be doing 2 damage to any fighter adjacent, which would probably, I think, kill you off.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm at 3.
Oh, well,
So-
wouldn't have, but it
Yeah,
definitely would have brought you down.
right. So I'm going to move to right here.
Interesting play.
Yeah.
All right. I believe, with that being said, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm going to flip to hide.
It's very aggressive of you.
Yep. Alright, I'm going to play this scheme, which allows me to reveal the top card of my deck, deal damage equal to the boost value to one adjacent fighter. Put that card in your hand.
All right, so reveal.
So it's 3, because the
Oof.
boost is right here.
And now this is not an attack, so my +1's not going to do anything for this. So I'm taking 3 damage right here.
Yep. All right. And now I'm going to attack Alice again. And
I'm wasting my last of my card here, so I have 3 for my defense with my modifier.
okay. So my attack is 5, but you do your after combat first.
Yep, I'm taking 2 damage, but I'm going to again recover 3 health. So going down to 8 and then bring myself back up 9, 10, and 11 health right here. And then I'm going to draw 2 cards.
Okay. Now, mine says that I can place Mr. Hyde in any space in my zone. And I transform back to Jekyll. So I'm going to move right here. And I get to move that back over here. And that's my 2 moves, or my 2 actions.
All right, I'm going to draw a card from Maneuver. And now Alice is going to go ahead and she's going to attack Dr. Jekyll
Okay?
for 2.
Yep.
And your after combat goes first.
Draw a number of cards equal to the damage you were dealt. So I don't get to really get anything from that.
And I'm late. After combat, move Alice up to 5 spaces and change size. I'm just going to move her 1, but we are going to change size. So now I'm big again, increasing my attack power. And that is my moves.
Okay. So I'm going to flip to be Mr. Hyde. I'm going to play this scheme, and it says place Mr. Hyde in any space in the zone. Mr. Hyde deals 2 damage. So because I'm in the dual zone here, I'm going to put myself over on... This is a tough one.
To all adjacent fighters.
Yeah. So if I go right here, I can hit him, Jabberwocky, and I can hit Alice for 2.
All right. So that brings my Jabberwocky down to 1. And Alice is down to 9.
Okay. So,
You still have another move, too.
yes, I do. So, what am I going to do? I only have 1 card in my hand right now. And it might not be smart to sit myself here. So I really should maybe maneuver out of this spot.
Possibly even boost it to really run away.
Yeah. So I'm going to...
Although maneuvering is going to give you a little bit of damage, too.
True. I'm going to take the 1. And I'm going to... I guess I can boost it. Which was the card in my hand for 3. So I'm going to move 5.
You can run. You can't hide.
Yeah. And it's your go.
All right. Draw a card. And because the chase is on, I'm going to actually discard this high attacking card here with a boost of 4. Allow my movement to be 6.
You trying to like corner me in?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, let's do it.
All right, and now Alice is going in for the kill shot.
Okay.
And my boost gives me an attack of 6.
God. So after combat, if you won, I didn't. So I would take 2 and I would die.
Yep. And therefore, we have our winner and champion,
That stinks. That was not fair.
Alice.
Yeah, use the same character all the time. Luckily, that was a random.
All right, and there we have it. Alice takes it for the win.
You're very lucky that I didn't have the T-Rex or Dracula. Maybe it would have done better for me.
I think a real test of skill comes from the randomizer, and I think that's just how it played out. Could have been any character.
Totally.
But
yeah, we'll just get the character that you use all the time to play the first one.
If you feel like you could have played a lot better than Dan, which I'm sure anybody could have, feel free to leave a comment and let us know all the mistakes that he made.
Yeah, totally. Maybe play this more often. Definitely was a fun one. Hopefully the next one is in my favor. So we'll see you on the next one.